Hello class, today we are going to be talking about photography. Though it may seem easy to take a successful photo now that everyone has a smartphone, there are a few tips and tricks that will make your photos really pop. An important thing to keep in mind is the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds is that if you were to draw a 3x3 grid on your picture, the picture will look better if the subject matter falls on either one of the grid lines or one of the intersections of the grid lines. A composition is crafted around these lines will be more interesting than a photo where the subject is in the exact center. Also, photos are more interesting if horizon lines, where the sky meets the earth, are not dead center but are along the higher or lower third lines. You can bring up a grid on iPhones by going to Settings, then Photo and Camera, then toggle on the grid. The second tip is to be aware of depth of field. The depth of field is including something in both the foreground, the part of the photo closest to you, and the background, the part of the photo farthest from you. This can make for an interesting photo that looks 3D. It can also create interesting effects by having the background be out of focus and the foreground in focus. You can adjust the focus on your phone camera by putting your finger on the item you want to focus and holding it until a yellow box shows up and the words AEAF lock pop up at the top of the screen. This will lock the focus on the item of your choosing. You also have to pay attention to lighting. When taking a picture outside, you typically want to take your picture with the sun to your back. If you take a picture towards the sun, anything in the foreground will be darkened unless you are using a camera that can adjust the exposure. You can adjust exposure on your phone camera by tapping on the area with the light you want to photograph. A little yellow box with the sun next to it will show up when you tap on the screen. An iPhone 7 or higher, if you tap the sun, you can also scroll it up or down to adjust exposure. Exposure can also be edited in post-production if necessary. You also want to pay attention to angles. If you are taking a picture of something that you want to seem intimidating or powerful, then a lower angle called worm's eye view will achieve this effect. If you want something to seem small and meek, take a picture from above, called bird's eye view. The more extreme the angle, the stronger the effect. Another tip is for action shots. You might want to take a video, and then just screenshot whichever parts of the video are most visually pleasing. This can catch unique shots that can't be produced on purpose.